Back on familiar territory again, a place that I come to on an annual basis and have done for the last 4 or 5 or so years, and I'm here for one thing. We're talking Small Eggar again. Last year didn't find any larval webs here, but with good numbers of larval webs found in the Kersal and Neasall area of Nottinghamshire, just a few miles west of here, I'm hoping for 1 or 2 webs along Ingram's Lane, but we shall see. For many years in Nottinghamshire, this little tiny country lane, a quiet country lane, hedged on either side to varying degrees, was the only site that we knew of for Small Eggar. Larval webs found here for a number of years, and I found them since about 2020, I think it was, onwards, but didn't find any last year. I would like to think, or at least I thought at the time, that it was a poor year for them last year, but obviously not. With the number of larval webs, we've got at least 10 larval webs that we know of in the sort of Norwell, Woodhouse, Kersal and Neasall area, and that's a number of miles west of here, only found this year, but also known from Curtin for a couple of years. This is a secretive moth that flies early, and the larvae appear early, and it's usually people just by chance noticing the web tucked in the blackthorn, photographing it and asking for an identification. That's really how we're finding where this moth is. So, will it be along Ingram's Lane? This isn't the kind of place you'd come to look for something rare, is it? Well, you wouldn't have thought so. No signs so far. Quite reminiscent of last year when I came. There's a little bit more blackthorn to look at on this side, and I would like to get on the southeasterly side or easterly side of this hedgerow. It means walking down the edges of the field, so but access is very difficult, and I'm reluctant to do that. But I've got a fair way to go along here yet. In fact, just at the end of the taller bit of this hedgerow, I did have a larval web a few years ago. It would be nice to find them here, but I may well be extending my search down towards the River Trent. I'm going to walk to the end towards Grasthorpe village and extend my surveying area today, I think. I'd love to find a larval web here. The positive thing that is different to this year is that there's been less vigorous a cut of the hedge, shall we say, than certainly the grass verge hasn't been cut. It's allowed some lower growth and some suckering growth of blackthorn. That's key to Small Eggar, at least for larval success. They can manage quite fine. Female will lay on hedges that have been trimmed, but it's nice to see this sort of fresher regrowth appearing. May well get cut down at some time, but at the moment the conditions are really ideal along here. Well, I've had no success in terms of finding the larval webs of the Small Eggar. Lots of these webs though, not the larval web that I was looking for, but it's a very, very good year this year for this species, and this is orchard ermine. Lots of these webs on the hedgerows here at Sutton-on-Trent. Also saw a lot the other day around the Neasall, Kersal Ossington area. I've never known so many webs actually. This is one moth which is going to have a really good 2025. If you're moth trapping in a month or so's time, get ready for lots of ermines. Well, no joy, I have to admit defeat, and that Small Eggar isn't along Ingram's Lane at Sutton-on-Trent, at least for this year. It has gone missing before though, for many years in Nottinghamshire, so it's likely that sometime in the future larval webs will appear along the hedgerows that line Ingram's Lane. Bit of a disappointment really, after yesterday's marvellous time spent out in the field and finding so many larval webs elsewhere. But it's certainly not gone from here. People might claim it has, and it's not gone from here and moved a few miles further west. I think that population around the Neasall and Kersall and Norwell and Curtin areas has probably been there for many years. These things, despite the very obvious webs, can get unnoticed, and unnoticed for many years too. Most reports in recent years have come from people just taking a photo of the larval web, posting it on Facebook and asking the usual "what's this?" question. Well, let's hope for some more in the coming years, especially along Ingram's Lane. Well, perhaps a better end to this video than when I last did a piece to camera, because 10 minutes ago I left Sutton-on-Trent, went through Sutton-on-Trent, and then instead of heading down towards Newark, I've cut up from Sutton-on-Trent on a road which runs to Neasall, about 2 miles maybe out of Sutton-on-Trent. As I was driving along this road behind me, I noticed that there. Yes, it's a larval web of Small Eggar, but what's more important, certainly to me and I know to a few other people, this is a totally new area again in Nottinghamshire for it. If you have, wherever you are in the UK, if you have records of Small Eggar, this is probably a really good year for them, and I would urge you to go out and have a look at habitat like this, especially where blackthorn has been cut down or you've got suckering growth. You might see one of them. Brilliant. Well, we have one plane flying around, but 80 or so years ago there would have been a lot more than one plane flying around, because this was an old World War II airfield. I'm now at Ossington. I've come a few miles further on from finding that last larval web, and just in front and to the lower right of the screen there's a few bits or scrubby bits of blackthorn. However, at the base of this clump here, about 3 feet off the ground, you may see a small white web. I found another larval web of Small Eggar. Just noticed it as I was just driving past. Conspicuously white, much whiter than the webs of orchard ermine, and we have larvae in residence. And here is that larval web, complete with what looks to be second going on third install larvae. They're all pretty much the same kind of size. The web is small. If I just put my hand at the back of it, you can see that it's not very large at all. What a find! I didn't come as far onto Ossington as I am yesterday. I came just to the top of the hill at the western end. Had I have come down here, I may well have seen these. It begs the question, how widely can the larval webs of small eggar be found in this part of Nottinghamshire? This may not be the last we hear of small eggar on this channel.